Hello fellow brawlers, I'm Karis and it is time to brawl. We're going to be taking a look at Brawl Ball and Heist, all of the maps on there, and we're going to be going over the rankings that the pros rated them for every brawler on every map, including the best comp strategies and the best comps as well. So this is going to be kind of fun. Hope you enjoy this video. And also, I'm kind of actually curious what you think about this series. Let me know what you think about this. If you want the information just like given to you, just like quickly, where we just go through every single map and we just show you all the data, or if you want me to actually break down all the different strategies. So let me know what you think about it, because I really do want to make sure that this is the best for you guys so that you find this video as interesting as possible. With that being said, let's go ahead and start with Bandit Stash. Bandit Stash is going to be the first heist map that we're going to be taking a look at. Now you'll see right here, we've got Brawlers rated by the pros. Not very many Brawlers are actually really good for heist. As far as what the pros rated the best, Colt, Crow, and Barley. And they did this rating before the most recent balance changes. I think it's absolutely fair to say that Dynamite is going to actually replace Barley for that position, because Dynamite is just really strong right now. As far as the best comp goes, we have those three Brawlers, okay? So when it comes to heist in this actual game mode, basically what's going to happen is you're going to have Crow and Colt focusing on kind of like one side and kind of the middle and kind of like juggling between the two. And then you have Dynamite trying to get in onto that other side. It doesn't really matter which side they go on because the map is symmetrical, but as long as they can get onto those different sides, that's what plays the biggest role in here. It's also important that each of the brawlers are doing everything that they can to try and build up their supers. For offense, what you want to have happen is you want Crow to build up his super and kind of come into this section right here. He can actually jump right from here into the other side of this wall right here. And so what you want to do is you want to come up right there and kind of threaten people with it, okay? Where you've got it yellowed so that they know, oh, Crow's going to come in the middle, because what will they do? They'll actually all fall back right here, or at least one of them will fall back to try and take care of Crow when he does jump in there. If nobody's doing that as Crow, yeah, jump in there, deal some damage to that safe, get things taken care of. But if they are going back, what you should actually do is you should wait as Crow. Then your fellow brawlers, your teammates can come in right here. And once you're finally ready, once your teammates are in here, that's when it's time to jump in. An important thing to recognize when it comes to playing heist is you're actually, when you're on the offense and you jump in towards the safe, a lot of people will try and throw off shots towards the safe rather than take out enemy brawlers. Sometimes that's beneficial, but most of the time it is the best for you to focus on taking out enemy brawlers, because if you can take care of them, you're going to be able to last in there longer and really cause problems for them. Now, if you're playing defense, it's really important that as Colt, you avoid using your super on these walls, and these walls. Like if you really want to, you could use it on these walls, like that's not a problem, but yeah, it's not really important. Also, Crow on defense is going to mainly focus on just keeping people poisoned, right? He's just going to be keeping those ticks right there of poison, so that enemy brawlers are going to have a difficult time getting in and close. And then Dynamite's main goal is to counter enemy throwers. As far as alternates go right here, you can play Brock instead of Colt. You can play Daryl instead of Crow, where Daryl can actually come right here and use his super. If he angles it right, he can actually bounce right in there and take care of that safe, which is really fantastic. And then you can also use Barley instead of Dynamite. Up next we have GG Corral, and as far as the brawlers that actually do pretty well, there are a lot more on this map. So we've got Colt, Crow, Dynamite, Barley, Daryl, Bull. Then as far as the best team comp goes, we've got, once again, we got Colt on the right, we've got Crow on the right, and then we have Dynamite over on the left. The idea is for Colt and Crow to, you know, try and come in right here, poke off some shots. And I know that this map isn't exactly how the current map is. This is actually an outdated map. Still waiting on Mobile Gamer Hub to update their maps here. Hopefully they'll do that soon. And then Dynamite, he's able to try and force people to come over onto this side by throwing these shots right here if he's over right here. If he is a max Dynamite, then he can actually jump over, and that definitely does cause some problems for the enemy team. As far as defense goes, your main goal is to basically stay on these same sides, where Colt and Crow will actually come over onto this side, Dynamite will kind of stay over on near this side, and then stay in the bushes so that you stay hidden. As far as alternates go, you can definitely replace Crow with Bull. Once again, his ability to kind of charge in there makes Bull a pretty good strong candidate. Daryl if you really need to, and then Barley for Dynamite, who is also still once really strong again for this map. Next is Kaboom Canyon, where the pros rated Colt, Crow, and Brock as the best brawlers for this map. And then of course that's also the comp that they said was the best by far. Now if you're on offense, basically your goal is to try and come over onto these sides and just poke shots off in here and try and deal some damage, build up your super, try and take people out if you can. One thing that's important is that Brock and Crow actually use their supers together. You don't want them just using them individually. You don't want Crow jumping in there without the support of his teammates. You don't want Brock wasting his super without being able to better utilize it with another teammate in there. So on offense, that's basically what your goal is to try and do. Now, if you're playing defense, the best strategy is actually to try and push the enemy team behind this line, okay? If you guys are able to stay in this bush and whatever you need to do to try and protect yourself, right here is a great position to try and hold them back, because they've got a choke point right here, a choke point right here, and then if they do push you back a little bit, then they've got a choke point right here and right here. 2 choke points are really hard to get past for an enemy team, and so where you have this section right here, it's a lot more open, especially if they get rid of some of those walls and things like that. It's going to be a little bit more tricky to try and defend. For alternates, we do have Dynamite instead of Brock, and then we have Daryl instead of Crow. The last heist map that we're going to take a look at before we start in talking about Brawl Ball is Safe Zone, where the best brawlers rated by the pros are Colt, Crow, and Barley. Once again, I still think that Dynamite is better for this map because of the recent buffs to Dynamite. As far as the best comp goes right here, we have actually Colt and Dynamite taking care of one side, and then Crow on the other side, kind of like taking care of things himself. The idea behind this is that Colt and Dynamite work together to really break walls and push people kind of over to the side. So like if they're on this side, they try and push people over here. Colt pushes them right here. Dynamite comes right here, throws shots right here to try and force them this way. And then Crow is here or here, is able to kind of like target them, deal some damage. Then of course, Colt and Dynamite also really make sure that they're able to kind of clear walls. It's really beneficial as Dynamite or Colt to try and get rid of this section right here. If you can stand right here as Colt and shoot this way so that you get rid of that section right there, then you have all of a sudden you go from 1 single choke point to 2 choke points. And then if you can do the opposite over here, you got 3 choke points that are open, and that gives you a lot more options. On defense, it's actually pretty simple. Basically, everybody goes into this bush right here with Colt on one side, Crow on the other side, then Dynamite in the center, and then together they can basically make sure that nobody gets in right here. Up next, we have the next game mode here. We've got Brawl Ball with the 3 maps for Brawl Ball, starting off with Backyard Bowl. Now, as far as the best brawlers that you can play for this map, Colt, Tara, Shelly, and El Primo. Now, Mortis can be used sometimes, but only if he has a really good team composition, simply because auto-aim just makes Mortis really difficult to use right now. As far as the best team comp goes, based off of the ratings from the pros, we've got Colt as your wall breaker, El Primo as your ball carrier, and then Tara as your field control. Now, I don't have a left, mid, right, or whatever. It doesn't actually really matter. The most important thing when it comes to playing any Brawl Ball map is that each player is playing their specific role. So on this map specifically, Colt's main goal is to try and get rid of these right here, and then these right there as well. If he can get up close enough to try and take out this whole section right there to open up that and this half, that's really fantastic. And then if he's able to do it a second time to get there and there, that's also really fantastic. As El Primo, your goal is to try and protect the ball, keep it your own. If you need to throw it to the side to land off some shots and then pick it back up again, you definitely can. It's just important that El Primo is making sure that he owns that bowl. And of course, as you guys know, as El Primo, he can build up his super, throw the ball up to like right here, and then jump onto there, break those boxes himself, and then as soon as he lands on that ball, shoot it in himself. It's like the #1 move for El Primo, and you definitely need to master that if you're going to be a successful ball carrier as El Primo. Tara is the field control brawler for this map, and her whole goal is to try and keep enemy brawlers away from not only your ball carrier, but also basically to just open up the path so that your ball carrier can get in there, and then also so friendly brawlers such as heavy DPS players like Colt are going to be able to finish off those the enemy brawlers. As far as solid alternates go, you can definitely replace Colt with Jesse, Mortis instead of El Primo, and then you can also replace Tara with Shelly. Now, I will say that if you're going to be switching out Jesse for Colt, then you're going to want to make sure that your Tara and El Primo are really focusing on being able to actually take out those walls, since Jesse cannot do that. It may even be a good option to kind of switch Tara out for Jesse, since she does offer that extra defense. Next, we have Pinhole Punch, where the pros rated Colt, Tara, El Primo, Shelly, Crow, and Spike as the best brawlers for this map. Once again, the best team comp for this map is going to be Colt as the wall breaker, El Primo as the ball carrier, and then Tara as that field control. Now, as Colt, your goal is to not only try to get, if you can break this wall, that's like cool and good, but really you want to get up right here and try and break this wall and then these walls as well if you're able to. There's not actually that much else that's different as far as being El Primo and being the ball carrier, or Tara is the field control, so I'm not really going to say very much about that, but it is important for these brawlers to be playing their specific roles. let's go ahead and take a look at Triple Dribble, where the pros rated the best brawlers for this map are going to be Shelly, El Primo, Barley, Spike, and Bull. Once again, I do think that Dynamite is going to be a better option than Barley, but don't count Barley out yet. For this map, the best comp is going to be Shelly as your wall breaker, El Primo as your ball carrier, and then you have Tara as your field control. Shelly's actually really great as a wall breaker. Not only can she blast off right here and get rid of these walls and these walls, but if she is able to get right here, she can blast this wall section and these walls. Now the goal with Shelly is you want to make sure you're really careful about using that super, and the reason why is because you do want to make sure you're getting rid of these right here, but Shelly's super is a really great way to prevent a brawler from dropping their shot into the actual goal if they are able to get back right here, because she uses that, it knocks the ball out of the brawler's hands and then slows them, kind of makes it a little bit difficult for them to get away, and that really does turn the tide. So make sure you're using her super very carefully, and then also if you can when you're back here, and if you do need to use it on defense, that you're trying not to break any of these walls right here, because these walls offer a ton of defense for your goal. It makes it a little bit tricky for the team to try and get into there. As far as alternates go, we do not have Mortis on this map. In fact, Mortis is not a very good brawler for this map, simply because the walls are so close in. It's actually really easy to accidentally waste movement shots with Mortis. Instead, we have Colt instead of Shelly. That's pretty self-explanatory, but we have Bull instead of El Primo. Bull has all of these walls right here, which makes him really great at not only defense, but also being able to kind of like get up close to people, because or on offense as well, which is fantastic. Then we also do have Dynamite, who does a great job at using these defenses to be able to kind of protect himself and also take care of people. But it's really important when you're playing Dynamite that you are working as a field control. That's going to go ahead and finish off this tier list, version 2, where we've talked about bounty best comps, gem grab best comps, heist, and now Brawl Ball as well. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I absolutely could not do it without the pro players that took the time to rate every brawler on every map and include the best comps and best strategies for every single map in the game. It took them an incredible amount of time, and I'm super thankful to them. Let's go ahead and give a thumbs up to Crying Man, Neo Smith, Eric EX, Leviathan, Lester Mo, Coach Cori, Real Canadian, Sigurd H.S, Dave, The Secret, KT Bunny, Morton, Alek, Jeff, Lance, It's the You Day, BotAccount, and Pierre. You guys are the real MVP. Some of them have links to their YouTube channels or Twitter accounts. I got those links down in the description below. Make sure you check that out and share your support with them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. For now, this is Kairos time ticking by, and we will see you in the arena.